Folks, all the platforms that I have used, we have used them to shed light on African Americans who have come up missing. Why? Mainstream media has always ignored those stories. We were supposed to have the mother of Jelani Day on the show tonight. Her son has been missing since August 24th. He's an Illinois State University student. Today, a body was found in the Illinois River, and DNA showed that it was indeed Jelani Day. The LaSalle County medical examiner confirmed Day's identity through forensic dental identification and DNA testing. The cause of death remains unknown and is pending further investigation. Again, Day was reported missing on August 25th in Bloomington, Illinois. Folks, thousands of people of color, largely African American, go missing in America. Last year, there were 543,018 people reported missing in America. 40% of those were people of color. Mind you, we make up 13% of the population, and that's people of color. And so not that whole 37% is black. But the reality is, it is a significant issue. In 2020, 2002, 899 persons of color were reported missing. Of that group, 145,467 were under the age of 18. Yet, if you are black and you come up missing, you can forget about it. But if you are white, especially a white woman, oh my goodness, you can get blanket wall-to-wall coverage. According to the Black and Missing Foundation, there are three main reasons for the disparity in media coverage. Runaways. A lot of minority children are initially classified as runaways, so there's no Amber Alert. For missing minority, black and other minority adults, it is believed they have some association with criminal involvement, gangs, and drugs. Lastly, America is simply desensitized. They think missing blacks and other minorities live in impoverished conditions and crime is just a regular part of their lives. These reasons force families to do everything they can to get the word out about their missing sons and daughters. Daniel Robinson has not been seen since June 23rd. The geologist went missing after leaving a work site in the desert in his Jeep Renegade. His father, David, and the co-founder of Black and Missing Foundation, Derrica Wilson, join us right now. I'm glad to have both of you. It is always difficult when we have to report the story of someone whose body has been found. Derrica, that is the case for Jelani Day. His mother obviously was shocked to get the news today, processing that death. But this is part of the problem. When black folks come up missing and you don't get it out early on, then it typically leads to these type of endings.
Absolutely. It seems like there's just no sense of urgency when it comes to our cases. I want to say my heart goes out to Jelani Day's family, and I'm happy that Daniel's father is on this show. We've been highlighting those cases. We can roll off our tongues the name Natalie Holloway, Chandra Levy, Casey Anthony, Lacey Peterson, Elizabeth Smart, but can anyone name one missing black or brown person, just one, who went missing in this country and received mainstream media? It doesn't.
And one that led to movies and miniseries and docuseries and on and on and on.
Absolutely. It is so sad. It's so unfortunate. We're not trying to dishonor any of those communities. We're trying to even the playing field. Families such as Daniel Robinson, Deidre Reed, Akia Eggleston, Keosha Jacobs, those families deserve answers. They deserve the same amount of resource that was applied to Gabby's case. We understand that not all cases are going to bubble up to that mainstream media, but less is more. Less of one particular race and more of everyone that's missing, it greater the chances of a reunion. These families are hurt. I know Mr. Robinson, he's hurt right now.
Mr. Robinson, I want to go to you now. Give us the background, the details of your son. He was working? Was he working with other colleagues? Can you hear?
I can hear you now.
Yes, go ahead. Give us the backstory of what happened with your son. He was working. Was he working with other colleagues? Did he leave alone or with colleagues? What happened?
Well, my son, he works for a company called Matrix New World. Daniel, he's a field geologist for that company. And what he do is he visit well sites. He get assignments. He may visit 2 or 3 in a day. He often meet with one representative from a drilling company who assists him out there at the well site. The morning that my son went missing, he met a gentleman from the company called Weber. And those 2 are the only folks that was out there at the well site. My son do his collection, and the other gentleman do his job on the well site, himself. But this morning they didn't get to do the work. From what I understand, the whole story is based on the gentleman, first of all. But according to that, my son decided to leave work early because of rain. And he headed out west into the desert where he never been seen again.
Okay, first of all, we said the desert. What state, what city, where was this?
It's in Buckeye, Arizona. It's outside of Phoenix. It was on the west side of Phoenix.
All right, so he leaves the site, comes up missing. When did the company notify you or someone that he was missing?
Well, it's roughly around 5 o'clock. I live in Columbia, South Carolina. My daughter, she's also here in Phoenix. She's been living here, out here with my son out here also. And she alerted me. It had to be around 5 o'clock, here in Phoenix. And back home in South Carolina, she called me there and alerted me that the job, one of the workers from the job came to her house searching for him, looking for him.
Okay, so someone came to the looking for him. Okay, so what did the company then do? When were police notified? Was his car found? Was items found? Was any tracking of his phone? Anything?
No. In fact, I called the police department. My son was living in Tempe at the time. They told me I needed to talk to Buckeye Police Department because that's the last place he was seen. They had me wait 12 hours before I could put in a missing person report. And since then, the job, like I said, yes, question, no, the job have not did anything other than alerted my daughter that he left the job site.
Whoa, hold on. Your son was working for the company?
Yes, he's on duty. That's correct.
The company did not initiate some type of search. They did. So what did the company do? Just, hey, your brother's missing. Let us know if you hear from him. That was it?
That was it.
How many Black people work for this company?
Well, my son, what I understand, I believe he is the only one. You don't find too many geologists out there. He's, in that sense, a minority when it comes to that field. I'm proud of him. There's something he wanted to do, when he came out of high school. So he landed his first job out here, and I was proud of him for that fact.
Okay, so, all right, so he comes up missing. Was in the first 48, 72 hours, first of all, you had to wait 12 hours, I get that. Was any search conducted? Any aerial search? Was there any retracing of the steps? What has his vehicle been found?
No, not at all. Not at all. The first search was 3 days afterwards. I asked them for the search the next morning.
It took 3 days to search for him.
That's correct.
And who did that search?
That was only because my auntie called and I don't know what she said to them. They canceled the first search and they decided to send a helicopter out there on the 3rd day. That was, by the time they did that, I was almost to Phoenix because the first day when they denied the search, I was already in my car on the way to, to find out what's going on at that point.
So, company has done nothing. How long did they search for your son?
Well, from what I understand, the third day when they did that search probably lasted for a few hours. I think it was roughly 2 hours. From that point, there was no more search until almost a month later, about probably like 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks later. They had a Civil Air Patrol because I requested that. The net search only came after the vehicle was found, and that was on July the 19th, almost a month later when my son went missing. A rancher found my son's vehicle in the ravine out there, about 2.5 miles away from where he went missing.
A rancher. Your son's vehicle was discovered how long after he came up missing?
It was on the 19th of July, almost a month, because my son went missing on June the 23rd, and almost a month later on July the 19th was when the rancher ran into my vehicle.
So your son came up missing June 23rd. His vehicle was found in a ravine on July 29th. Were any personal effects found in there? Phone, anything?
Well, actually, it was July 19th.
I'm sorry, July 19th.
That's right. And the thing was, when they found the vehicle was found, according to Buckeye and also according to the rancher, my son's his clothing, everything from his underwear, his socks, everything he's wearing, his boots, his clothes was in a pile about 3 feet away from the vehicle. His safety vest that he was wearing that day when he went missing was another foot away from the vehicle, and the vehicle was lying on the side. His personal things, effects was with his clothing out there. His wallet, his cell phone was inside the vehicle, his personal computer, things like that.
Derrica, that all sounds absolutely strange, but it also goes to show what happens when you have no real interest. Had there been a real search conducted after that 12 hours, but actually before I answer that, Derrica, Daniel, how far, miles or feet, how far was it where his vehicle was found in the ravine from where he was last? He was with his coworker. What was the distance?
2.5 miles, and they did 2 searches out there, extensive searches, they say, right?
2.5 miles?
2.5 miles. That's
so
correct.
See, Derrica, this is the thing that gets me. Clearly, he was able to access the area by vehicle. Okay, clearly he was able to access the area by vehicle. So if I'm sitting here, if you do a real search, you retrace where he last was.
You absolutely do. And one of my questions is, did the police department, interview any of his colleagues? Did they bring them in for questioning? Did they bring in the cadets to do a grid search of that area? Did they ask for federal FBI resources to help with this case? Did they bring out the drones? Did they bring out the cadaver dogs? Nothing. They spent 2 hours. But in these other cases of people that don't look like us, they're spending from sunup to sundown.
Is that what angers you, Daniel, in that if your son was a missing white woman, that this case would have been absolutely treated completely different?
Yeah, and because I'm a father who loves my son, when I was on the way up here, I'm a go-getter. So the first thing I was doing is, as soon as I realized these guys from day one wasn't taking it really serious, I had to go find them myself. That's why I started my own search parties, and I've been doing it for 7 weeks straight, out there looking for my son.
You also are trying to, I'm correct, hire a private investigator. What are you doing? A GoFundMe, Kickstart? What are you doing to help with that? To ask for help with that?
Well, I've been out here, like I said, since June the 26th. From that time, of course, I have a home in South Carolina. I haven't been home since. But, while I'm out here, if I live in expenses, I had to be out here to get the searches going. I had to be out here to get my private investigator. I had to be out here, So, of course, after a while, the GoFundMe was there, created later to help me remain here because, I have to take care of things at home, take care of here, and pay the expenses here while I'm here. So after the searches of 7 weeks of searches, I'm desperate at this point. I can't get the Buckeye Police Department to move on really doing a serious search and investigation on my son. I was running out of resources. The GoFundMe helped me for a certain point. And then, because of the Gabby thing, my son, what I've been working hard for 3 months, finally came up. People started taking my son's stuff serious, and also to help with the GoFundMe, so now I can stay a lot longer to continue what I was doing. I'm about to open the searches back up again.
Well, and Mr. Robinson, we're here to help you as well. We are a resource we're sharing with all of our media contacts, and we will also make a contribution to you. This is absolutely devastating. And, on behalf of the Black and Missing Foundation, our hearts go out to you. There's no family should have to deal with this. Missing persons is not a Black issue, it's not a white issue, it's an American issue. And we know that this is devastating, just not knowing if Daniel was hurt, if he's being mistreated, if he's hungry, if he's got to walk through the front door. And that's how all these families feel. And that's why we have to make this a priority. All people who are missing deserve that equality.
That's right.
We shouldn't have to fight for everything.
Mr. Robinson, if you could get us that GoFundMe information, we'll also share with my 3 million social media followers, and we'll share it on the show as well.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Sir, I appreciate it. Good luck, and we hope you get the answers that you absolutely deserve when it comes to your son. Derrica, we also appreciate your work as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Folks, back to our Roland Martin unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way.
Honored to be on a show that you own. A Black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Roland was amazing on that.
Stay Black. I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared. You dig?